Hi everyone, today I have a really quick video. I wanted to show you a little back to school project that I made for the new art teacher at our school. And I found it on Pinterest. It's by another, I think, Stampin Up demonstrator. But there wasn't a video, and I had to rework the measurements a little bit. And I wanted to use current products. It was from retired stuff, so it was an older thing from Pinterest. And I wanted to see if I can recreate it. And I did, and I thought I would share it really fast with you. It's a little paint box. Looks like paint, and then inside there's little Hershey nuggets. So it's a fun little first day of school, back to school gift. And my kids went back this Wednesday, so I have the house to myself sometimes. So that's a nice thing for crafting. Okay, it starts with a sheet of basic black cardstock, and you can get 2 from 1 sheet of cardstock. So not only is it adorable, it's also very inexpensive. So you cut the cardstock at 5 1/4, and you leave the 8 1/2 measurement. So you cut at 5 1/4, you can get 2, and then you have a tiny little strip left in the middle. You can use that for something else. Okay, then you're gonna score it. And I've already scored this. I just wanted to make a really quick video today because I gotta go pick them up soon. And you score at 3/4 of an inch from the end on both ends. And then also here, 3/4 of an inch from both ends here, and then you have to find the middle. And I wrote it down for you, and I will put it here so you can do like a pause the screen and copy it. So 5 1/4 by 8 1/2 is the piece of cardstock, and then you need to score on the long side at 3/4 and 7 3/4, and then turn it and score at 3/4, 2 1/4, 3, 4 1/2, and then that'll leave you this little 3/4. And then all you're going to do is cut the little tabs. So on the line, just to make it easier to fold, instead of just cutting up the line, I cut a small little triangle kind of shape like this. Now on this one, I go ahead and I cut that little angle, and then I'm going to cut an angle going down like that. So you end up getting rid of this piece. Okay, and now it's really easy to put together, but I'm going to go ahead and do the top while I have it nice and flat so I can press. So I've got some liquid glue, and go ahead and use that. I like to stick my glue in a little washi tape. Whoops. That's not going to stay, just to kind of keep it that way. Alright, then there we go. Now I wanted to use primary color, so that's just the lid right here. I wanted to use primary colors, and so I cut out these little ovals. Now I was trying to find an oval that worked nicely, and our oval punches and the oval collection of framelit dies don't really work well for this project. They're a little too skinny or too long, and I was looking through the dies. Do you ever go to the die page in the catalog where it just shows just the dies? Sometimes I go there and just look at the dies and kind of see them all at once and get an idea of what shapes I have, because sometimes there might be something that you need on a project, like a tag or something, and you don't think you have it. Anyway, I found this oval in the coffee cup framelit dies. I love the coffee, so I'm a big coffee drinker, so I have this set already, and this oval is perfect. So I cut out Daffodil Delight, let's see, Tangerine, what is that? I always forget that orange because I want to call it the older one, but this is Tangerine Tango, Real Red. This is Garden Green. I was waffling between Garden Green and Old Olive, but I thought this one looked more like the green that you get in your box of paints. Pacific Point, and then Basic Gray and Basic Black. And then I just kind of lined up my paper on some grid paper so I know where the center is. And that way I can, once you get the center, it's easier to line up your colors. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. I made these. My children go to an art camp in the summer. They are all little drawers and painters. So I made these for that teachers there. And we have a new art teacher at our school. And as much as I am so sad to see the old art teacher go, it's not the new teacher's fault. I keep telling myself that. So I have to still like the new. I'm sure she'll be wonderful. Anyway, so you get those glued down, space them. I like the liquid glue because if you need to shuffle them just a tiny bit, you still have a moment to do that. Okay. Now while that sets up, I can wrap my Hershey Kisses, and I know you don't want to watch me do that, but I'm going to show you how I did it. I wanted them to still have those primary colors. Now, if you're a Stampin' Up! Person, you probably have some of the older Designer Series paper stacks, the big stacks of paper, and you get all the whole entire collection of colors. And they don't make them anymore, which is a very sad thing. I happen to have them, and I was going to use them, but then I thought, but what if you wanted to make this? And you can't use them because you don't have those papers. So I thought, what do I have that kind of recreates the look of Designer Series paper in the solid colors? And I looked for background stamps, and I found this stamp set in the, oops, where is it? It's called Window Shopping, and it has a floral and this polka dot background stamp. It's perfect. And how I did it is I left a little bit of, it's not big enough to go all the way, see? So I just stamped in the center of a strip of white cardstock, and then I just wrapped it around a Hershey Kiss, and that's how I got this. And you can use Designer Series paper, or you can do what I did and look for some background stamps, see what you have, and look for a bold image. There's a lot of good background stamps, actually, those really big ones, so you can do some of that as well. There, so I wrapped the Hershey Kisses, Hershey, not kisses, Hershey Nuggets. Okay, now putting the box together is really simple. I used some tear tape. First I'm going to fold on all my score lines. There. And then I just use some of the tear tape on these small tabs. You can also use your liquid glue. I like the tear tape because it's instantly drying. And I just went ahead and added there we go, all up and down, the whole thing on all the little tiny tabs. There we go. Now you could also add something to this. You can make a tag that says "For the Best Teacher," things like that. I just kept it simple for this video because there's so many different little stamps you can add to that. For you, what have you. Just make a cute little tag, or not, just leave it as it is. I actually just left it as it is when I gave it before. There was a real cute My Paper Pumpkin stamp set last, I don't know how many months ago, 2-3 months ago, that said "For the Best Teacher." It was like an end of school, and it was such a cute one, and it had a brush stroke stamp in it as well. So that would be perfect for this. But again, it's not something you can buy, so I didn't want to show it. If you have it already, you can use that. But you're just going to go ahead and stick this together. I'm going to fold it to the bottom of the box. There, so it goes on. So the bottom makes a box, and then the top is just kind of free-flowing. There we go. And then you go ahead and add your nuggets. Red, yellow, there we go, blue, gray, black. And then it just closes shut. And that's why I made this little notch here, just to help you when you close it. It's easier to get it in there. You know what I did? I meant to notch this side a little bit more too. Forgot to show you that. Just a little bit more heavy on this corner, so that it is easy to slip in. See how easy that went in? There. That was fast, wasn't it? You could make a bunch of these, and they're really inexpensive and so cute. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like it. You can go to my blog, and I'm going to have these measurements for you. It's bethspapercuts.com, where you can shop for Stampin' Up! Cardstock and supplies. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.